Welcome back to episode number 36 of our Tranmere Rovers Road to Glory career mode. The January transfer window opens in the next couple of days, so that is an opportunity for us to be able to strengthen the starting 11, strengthen the squad for the second half of the season. We've got a few youth academy players there unhappy and looking to terminate their contract. We will look at that in a second. But the priority still remains to bring in a right back. Yes, Lee O'Connor, he's our captain. He's been really good in that position, but I feel like that is a position that we can improve. And what you want to do as a football club is to improve on a position of strength. We are top of the league. We are going for the top 6 this season. Why not look to strengthen the defensive areas whilst we can? Possibly a centre midfielder as well. I say possibly because although Henry's starting right now, we have still got Callum Parkin, so we are in no rush to strengthen that position. But if an opportunity presents itself, we would consider it. Callum Parkin should be back at the end of January. He's a lot closer now. You've got Cameron, who is back at the end of February, and Adamson is pretty much ready to resume first team training. So the next couple of games, we should start seeing Adamson getting a couple of minutes again in the first team. We could strengthen in the wide areas, although in order to do that, we will need to move on Mulligan, who has been terrible for us in the last couple of seasons, by the way. I'm not actively looking to sell him. I'm not going to transfer list him or anything. But if we get an offer for him, I will consider that, and possibly we can then go on to bring in a new wide player who can maybe score goals for us, something that Mulligan is struggling to do at the moment. The next few games, though, we've got Ipswich Town a couple of times, one of those in the league, one of them in the FA Cup, Queen's Park Rangers, Wolves and Everton. I mean, Ipswich, Everton and Wolves, they're all teams in the top 6 right now, so some tough games coming up for us. So we've got here Alan, who I think is a striker looking to terminate his contract. Brian Evan is looking to terminate his contract as well. Callum Jeffrey, who is a centre-back, also looking to terminate his contract. The only one we could promote to the first team is Callum Jeffrey, and it's probably going to end up selling him for a little bit of cash, even if we do promote him to the first team. I think in that centre-back position, we are pretty much good at the moment, and we've got Brian Evan, who I don't think at this stage is going to make any impact to the first team, not even in the next couple of seasons. I don't see that happening. And the other player, we have got the striker here, Allen, who is not going to make any impact to the first team right now. So if he can terminate his contract, that is absolutely fine. What I'm going to do is promote Callum Jeffrey to the first team. The fact that he's 64 rated, we could cash in on him in this January transfer window, or maybe just send him out on loan. I've just realised Callum Jeffrey is left-footed, which might change my plans with him. He's actually the highest rated player that's come out of our academy, 64 rated, soon to be 65 rated. He's already worth £1.1 million, which is nice to see. I think he might just be a natural replacement for Cameron Norman, who has got a season maybe left before we let him go, or maybe before we don't renew his contract anymore. Jeffrey might just be a replacement for him. Maybe the best thing is to send him out on loan and see how he develops for the remainder of the season. The fact that he's left-footed might just have changed my mind. He's got himself a new boot as well as the number 26 shirts. There's still a couple of employers we have promoted from the youth academy that we haven't changed their boots yet. Joseph Goodwin being one of them. He's out on loan though, so maybe next season, if we do keep him, I'm well aware that Gergib, we still haven't changed his boot, but that is superstition reason, really. Call me silly, but I feel like if we changed our boots, he's doing quite well for us. He might just all of a sudden stop scoring goals, stop getting assists if we change his boots. I know that's a silly thing to say, but I feel like that could happen. Maybe next season we might think about changing his boots. Who knows? He could go on to sign brand deals with your Adidas, Reebok, Nike, and gets himself a new pair of boots. But for now, we've got a big game coming up here. It is against Ipswich Town. We're away from home for this one. The reverse fixture finished 0-0, I believe, which Ipswich Town dominated that game but could not get the victory. Come on, the Rovers. There are a lot of positives with this team right now, you know. The fact that we're top of the league at this stage of the season, that on its own is a big achievement for us. And Jack Clark in that number 10 position, the most informed player in this Ipswich Town team right now. 3 goals in his last 3 games. But yeah, going back to how well we've done this season, it's just everything's just worked out for us this season. Our new signings have gelled quite well. Defensively, we have kept that defensive solidity from last season. We're scoring more goals in attack, and we're getting goals from every area of the pitch, to be honest. From central attacking midfield, from out wide, and of course, Richard Kone have kept his goal scoring stats from last season. I mean, even if we don't get promoted, say at the end of this season, we just drop out of the top 2, we go into the playoffs, and we don't make it from the playoffs, it's still been a really good season for us. To be at the top of the league at this stage, a big save from Bergstrom. And one of the reasons why we have been top of the league this season is the new goalkeeper, 6'9". It is so difficult to beat the goalkeeper. The low-driven shots, I've noticed, he struggled to save. But shots like that, that's not on the corner, that's in a decent height for someone who is 6'9", he makes them look so easy. Bergstrom looks to set us up here on the attack. Oh, too much from Kerr on that occasion. We haven't really laid a glove on Ipswich Town so far in this game, but just before the end of the first half here, Odua goes back to Mulligan. Mulligan, oh, it's a big deflection. That could have ended up anywhere, but it's ended up going out wide. It's a corner though. It's a corner just before the end of the first half here. Kergib goes short to Mulligan. Mulligan is going to go back, reverse to him. Oh my God, I wish that tackle had caught him. That would have been a penalty. But Odua, I believe that is. Oh, it's the centre-back, Reece Williams, who has got himself a shot on target there. Oh my God, what an end to the first half that would have been. Poor first half from both teams, but we had a couple of decent opportunities there at the end. You know what though? Our games, the last game we played against Ipswich Town, they dominated that game. I don't know how they didn't go on and win the game, but the fact that we have limited them to shots from outside the box in this game so far, that is a big improvement. Oh, Kergib goes around the defender on his right foot. Couldn't find that far corner. That would have been a great start to the second half. As Khedira, he's been one of the better Ipswich Town players in the team, and Philogene Bidas goes back to Khedira, out wide to Tyler Dibling. We know he's got quality. He skipped past Collins, back to Khedira. The shot's blocked. Collins gets it out to Mulligan. Oh, come on. That is a poor pass, man. We need to stay focused here. 78 minutes conceded now. Reece Williams reads the danger, back to the goalkeeper, and let's get it out. Oh, and it's now or never if we want to win this game. Kergib looking to wave his magic wand here, back on his left foot, cross, far post maybe. Odua attacks that one. Oh, it's a comfortable save. I mean, it's one of those games where there wasn't clear-cut chances created. But like I said, from the judging, but comparing this to the previous game we had against Ipswich Town, this was a much better performance, especially defensively. 0-0, we will take the point. Both teams will settle for the point here. Oh wow, okay, it's quite early in the transfer window, but we have received an offer here for Kergib. It looks to be from Coventry, £4 million for a player with 8 goals and 7 assists in our competition this season. Well, we're better than Coventry at the moment. We are in a higher position than they are in the league, and I don't think it makes sense selling to them anyway. And £4 million, it would take a lot more than £4 million to get hold of our little magician. I mean, we would consider selling players if we receive offers that are more than their market value, the teams are better than us, or if it's a one-time, or if it's a lifetime opportunity for the player, we will of course consider that. But I don't believe Coventry falls into any of those categories at the moment. Let's take a quick look at the Championship League table. Coventry, where are you? They're 11th in the league. No way that they're taking a player who has been so crucial for us and who will continue to be crucial for us until the end of the season. We've got a Youth Academy scout report, though, for the month of January to take a look at. And in the Netherlands, where we're looking for the next John Achterberg, scouting for a goalkeeper here. We will scout Kevin Weiser further. The rest of them, though, we will get rid of them. And in England, where Gianluca Ferrari is scouting for defensive options for us, Bradley Bentley continues to keep that potential. Is overall, though, not improving. Ruben West, we will scout him further as well. Kai White, we will also scout him further. And Reggie King, who is a right back, we will scout him further. Potential looks decent there. Let's see if any of those players improve for the next month. Finally, in Kosovo, where we're scouting for attacking options, Emaniani again maintains his potential, but the starting overall is not improving. We will scout Vutaj further, and we will continue to scout Maniani. The rest of them, though, we will get rid of them. Could it be fair time lucky for us against Ipswich Town? So far, 2 games against them this season, they've both ended up in goalless draws. Are we going to see a goal for the first time against this opponent? The good news, though, is Malcolm Adamson is back fit and he starts up front for us here. He's been injured for the last sort of month or so for us, so it's good to have him back. He of course gives us one more body in those attacking positions. We know, of course, he's a striker, but sometimes we have played him from out wide. He seems to be our go-to player in terms of getting goals in the cup competitions. I think he's got 4 assists in the league this season before he picked up that injury. So although he's not quite scoring the goals, he got a goal or so in the Carabao Cup, I believe. But in terms of the league, Adamson, he's not scored any goal for us. But 4 assists is really good. And like I said, he tends to play more often than not from out wide. Adamson, oh, that's a big chance. That is the best opportunity we have had against Ipswich Town in 3 occasions that we have played against them. But Henry wins it back. He seems to be up for this game at the moment. Henry, he created that chance earlier on. And it's a big save again from the Ipswich Town goalkeeper, Mulligan. We need something positive to go for him. He scored a goal against Middlesbrough, and I thought he was gonna just, that would just kickstart his season, but it's not quite happened. He's gone back to struggling to score goals again. Omari controls it on his chest. Patrick Garrett, he finds Mulligan. Mulligan cuts inside. Oh, the shot's been blocked. I'm so desperate for things to work out for him, I think he's got quality, don't get me wrong. He's quick. One thing you don't see, by the way, one thing we don't talk about enough about him, it's his work rate, his defensive work rate especially, is really good, which is one of the reasons I keep on persisting on playing him. But at the end, as an attacking player, you're judged by how many goals you score, you're judged by how many chances you create, you're judged by how many assists he gets. He's offside there. And so far in the last couple of seasons, it's not producing those metrics for us, goals, assists, and chances created. It's been tough for him, honestly. I did see at the start of the episode that although I'm not actively looking to sell him, wait a second, oh, Lauritsen goes for it there. Comfortable save that time. It's the end of the first half. Although I'm not actively looking to sell him, I would consider an offer if we receive one. Second half begins here. Ipswich Town kicker from left to right of the pitch. We had the better chances in the first half. Adamson, the best one in that first half. We had a couple of shots from outside the box, which was comfortably saved by the Ipswich Town goalkeeper. Magido forced into the first save of today's game against Ipswich. He gets the cup games, doesn't he? I feel so bad for McGee, the fact that, player of the season, goalkeeper of the season twice in our Championship and League One season, and to all of a sudden find yourself as a second choice goalkeeper. Oh, big tackle. That must be really difficult for him. At the end of the day, though, you've got to be ruthless. Sometimes a player might have been important for you for the last couple of seasons, but in order to progress as a team, you've got to be ruthless sometimes. Belarus plays it. Adamson toe pokes it home for the first goal of the game. Oh, it looks like we're going to the next round of the FA Cup here. If we can just hang on to this result, I did say he seems to be the go-to player for getting the cup goals for us. It's his first one of the FA Cup. He scored in the Carabao Cup, and last season he was our top scorer in the cup competitions. I'd say it's a 1-0 victory for us here. What a game. We were the better team. Ipswich Town didn't quite look dangerous as they have looked a couple of times. We have faced them in the league. It seemed to be more reserved from them in the cup competition, and we took complete advantage of that 1-0 victory. We progressed to the second round of the FA Cup. We have Callum Jeffrey heading out on loan to Burgos FC, I believe, in the Segunda Division of the Spanish League for the remainder of the season. Good luck to him out there. And we have got a transfer offer here for Richard Kone from Sporting Lisbon. Now, this could be interesting. It's a swap deal again. I swear to God, the only offers we get for him are swap deals, which I'm not interested in doing. Now, this was a type of deal I would consider. You know, Sporting Lisbon are a Champions League, Europa League pedigree at least, and much better than us. I know it's the Portuguese league, but much better than us in terms of the size of the football club and everything that comes with it. So this is a deal that I would consider, but it's a swap deal. I'm not interested in any of these players these teams are offering us right now. Is 75 rated CDM. It's not bad, to be honest, but I will reject our offer. 3 offers we've got for him, all swap deals. We've also rejected an offer loan offer from Sheffield Wednesday for Regan Henry, who is playing a lot of games at the moment for us. We do not need to send him out on loan. I do apologize, lads. It's happened again. We have lost the footage for our last game against Queen's Park Rangers. 1-0 victory though. Kergib getting a last-minute winner there to give us all 3 points. But there was a downside to that game. We have lost a key player. I'm not quite sure how long he's going to be out for. It's Billy Kumetio. I think it looked like a broken toe yet again. But let's find out how long he's going to be out for. It's a broken toe. Of course it is. He's going to be out for the next 3 months. That was the only downside to otherwise what was a fantastic performance against Queen's Park Rangers. And that is one of our left-footed option now, injured for the next 3 months. That's a shame, though. That is a shame because he's a really important player for us at the back. We have picked up a lot of injuries this season, but it's the first time that it's happened to a defender. We've still got the likes of Humphreys, we've got Norman, of course, we have got Collins as well, who can play in that left-sided centre-back position. We've got a little bit of cover. We don't need to replace him or anything, but we wish him a speedy recovery. I think with the injury to Kumetio, this is the right time to bring in a right back. It gave us one more cover in defence, doesn't it? And that would allow Collins, who has been playing sometimes as a left back, to focus on playing in that left-sided centre-back position. Because if we bring in a right back, that means, as Leo Connor have done a couple of times this season, if we need cover at left back, he can do that job. And Collins can just focus in playing in that left-sided centre-back positions. Then there are a few options here. You know, Sam Curtis, his wage is 30.5k there at Sheffield United. He's their third choice right back right now, but that wages is a little bit too much for us at this stage. We've got Bayuku, who looks the most well-rounded fullback that we have got scouted at the moment. We will end up spending over £2 million out. If we need to sign him, we've got Baldovino Simino, who, that name alone deserves signing him, doesn't he? He's one of those that can play as a right back. He can also play as a centre back, given those heading accuracy and some of his defensive traits like his jumping. We've got the cheaper options here in Skugma, and we've also got Donnelly, James Donnelly, who I think it's his breakthrough season at Peterborough this season, actually. I think this might just be the right option for us to go for, because he's not going to demand to start all the games immediately. It gives him this season to settle down, and maybe next season he goes on to be our undisputed starting right back. But James Donnelly, we can get him for about £1.5 million. I don't want to pay his market value. That's a little bit too much. It could be the wrong option, but if we can get him for £1.5 million, I'm happy to get this deal done. We all know we're not the richest of teams right here, so wherever we can save some money, we would try and do that. Well, £1.5 million, it's the most I'm willing to pay anyway. But the 10% sell-on clause, that is the part we have been arguing on, but we get ourselves a deal. It was going on for a while, but I'm happy to do that deal for £1.5 million, and let's sort out his contract. And here we go. Donnelly joins us from Peterborough for £1.5 million. I know he's not the best option in terms of at the moment for that right back position, but like I said, two reasons I've gone for this deal. He will be happy he will not demand to start every game until the end of the season. It gives him the opportunity to improve, and hopefully next season he can be our undisputed starter. 8.5k a week, 20k in signing on bonus. It's a cheaper option for us to go for, and I'm happy to bring him into the football club. Welcome to Tranmere Rovers, James Donnelly. This is a massive game for us here at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Both teams going head to head, just 3 points separating top and second right now. Ourselves and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Goal difference as well, exactly level on points on goal difference. So if Wolves should win this game, they will go top of the league. You can see how important this game is for both teams. And Donnelly gets thrown into the deep end here for this one at right back. I mean, with players out at the moment and player fatigue, we are almost forced to start him, and that means Lee O'Connor goes to the left-hand side. He keeps the captain's armband, of course. Come on, the Rovers. You know, going into today's episode, there were potentially 3 tough games for us on paper: Ipswich Town, Wolves, and of course the Merseyside Derby against Everton. So far, you could say we've got the job done in one of those games. Yes, it's only a 0-0 draw, it's only a point, but to get a point from that Ipswich Town team, I felt was a good result for us. Ansu Fati, 15 goals he scored from out wide for them. Liam Delap is up front, and they've got a Setting and Wong Sang playing from the right-hand side for them. It looks like a really good attacking trio there, you know, especially Fati playing from the left-hand side. One to watch out for. 15 goals this season. It did not work out for him at Barcelona, did it? He started his career at Barcelona so impressive. He was their youngest debutant and their youngest goal scorer at some point, but 1 or 2 injuries, I say 1 or 2, quite a few injuries later, he's gone on to not be able to even get into the sometimes the bench for Barcelona this season. Cross to the far post, and little arm Pickford comes up to claim that one. It's a throw-in now. Man, it's a big game for Donnelly, who is our recent signing, starting in that right back position. Like I said, thrown into the deep end for this game, but we have to do that. Oh, Kone there goes for the shot. It's been blocked. I mean, when you're a new signing and you're thrown into a game like this, you can either sink or you can swim. And we do hope it's the latter for him here, but big chance for Liam Delap. Oh, how is he not finding the back of the net there? I'm not too sure. The big striking for Wolverhampton Wanderers, that is a bad miss. I mean, they traded Strand Larsen for Liam Delap. I'm not quite sure that is the right decision, but only time will tell. Donnelly read that one quite well. He's had a good start to the game here, you know. Come on, ever since that 10-15 minutes of the game where we had a shot, we had a corner, and couple of shots in that first 10-15 minutes, it's been all Ipswich Town here. Now, they've kept hold of the ball quite well, as you'd expect. They are a much better side than us. I mean, it's a little bit of a surprise that we're competing against this team right now. Mayo finds Fati. We are hanging on, lads. We're just about hanging on. Webster and Odua coming on to replace Omari Patrick, and Kerr Gibb as well being replaced here. Actually, it wasn't Omari Patrick replaced. It was Henry midfield and Kerr Gibb replaced. Oh my God, Humphreys is down. The goalkeeper comes out, and as you'd expect him to do, commanding in his area, he got a good hand to the cross, but only to the detriment of one of our centre-back. Please don't be out for a long time. We cannot afford another player being injured in this team right now, especially the defensive option. Webster goes for it, but it's off target. Come on, we can hang on. I'll take the point right now. He goes inside to Delap. The touch good. Out wide to Gabriel Jesus. First time cross to the box. Oh my God, he might have been injured right now, but he used everything he's got there to get a head out, to get his head on that cross. and get it clear. That is what you want from your players, from your defenders especially, putting your body on the line. And that's what Humphreys have done there. I'll take a point yet again against a decent Wolverhampton Wanderers side. I tell you what, if Humphreys' injury is serious, we are absolutely docked. That would be two of our best centre-back injured for quite a while. But let's take a look. I'm hoping it's not too serious. Fingers crossed, he's only out for 5 days with a bruised elbow. I've never celebrated a player getting injured that much. The fact that it's not a long-term injury. Yes, he's going to miss the Merseyside Derby, our next game, but I'll take that. I mean, if he was out for 3 months with a broken toe, we would have had a terrible time, honestly. And it's the big one we've all been waiting for, and it's the Merseyside Derby. It's at Goodison Park, and for the first time in history, Tranmere Rovers faces Everton at Goodison Park in a league competition. Look at some of those players, though. Michael Keane, it looks like, Aina in there. They've got James Garner in midfield, Irabunim. They've got Strand Larsen up front, who was a handful the last time we came up against this Everton side. For us, though, Odua, Kone, and Gibbs start as our forward three, the best possible forward three that we could have started in this game, giving their goal-scoring prowess this season. I mean, Odua have scored how many goals? 5 goals in the league. Kone have scored 11 goals in the league, and Kergib have scored 7 goals in the league. So can those 3 attacking players combine? Of course, we know Everton had a great start to the reverse fixture, getting 2 early goals. We could only go on to pull one back, but what we want to do here is silence Goodison so early at the start of the game. Back to Williams, Rhys Williams, someone who, of course, would have been a part of the Merseyside Derby, not in Tranmere Rovers colours though, but for Liverpool's colours in his time. It's a good ball to Webster, it's blocked, Webster squares it, Richard Kone tosses it home, of course, it's Richard Kone. Who else to step up in the biggest of occasion, in our biggest game of the season, at Goodison Park, to silence the team in blue? It is Richard Kone with his 12th of the season. It's Henry closing down, son. Close him down. Excitement in this game so far. 1-2 there. McNeil and Strand Larsen. Oh, a little bit unorthodox, but it doesn't matter. Collins wins possession back for us. The tension is high in this game. I almost feel like we might need to get that second goal to win this game. A draw is not good enough. A draw is not good enough. Not after losing at Prenton Park to these lots. The only thing that would do us any justice here is to win at Goodison Park. Out wide to Stewart. Stewart, can he get across to the far post? Oh, a little bit too much on that one. He goes out for an Everton goal kick. Slow day in the office for Alcaraz. It's Alcaraz to Strand Larsen. That is the biggest opportunity Everton have had in this game. You wouldn't even class that as a big chance. We have outclassed them so far. We have outpowered them as well. Can we hang on though? Substitution. 9 minutes to the game here. This is just to freshen the team up for a little bit of legs in the team, because we're looking knackered right now. We have covered every blade of grass in this game. Scored quite early in the first half. Oh, what a chance. What a chance for Everton to get the equaliser. But it's looking like it's not going to be for them. Niasse replacing Irabunim for the final 5 minutes or so here. Come on, I think David Moyes have got one of the best poker faces on this year's EA from all managers. But not even his poker face is going to be enough to end Everton a point here. As we go to Goodison Park, we scored an early goal, we hang on, and we collect all 3 points away from home. What a moment. Could this be the moment that makes us believe? Oh, I don't even know how to say this, but it's happened again, lads. We have lost the footage for the Blackburn Rovers game now. Once again, I'm really sorry for that. Now, I think I know what's happening here. It happened a couple of times in our previous save. I think the memory for my recording device might just be full or get into that point where it becomes full. I just need to go and delete a lot of footage from previously, just so that the recording stops cutting short, and we're having to lose some of the footage to the game. I hate it when that happens, honestly. I do hate it when that happens. But in this episode, we haven't scored more than one goal in the game. 0-0 against Ipswich, 1-0 against Ipswich in the FA Cup, 1-0 against Queen's Park Rangers, 1-0 victory against Everton, 1-0 victory against Blackburn Rovers, and it was Emeka Odua getting us that goal against Blackburn Rovers, and of course we drew 0-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So 3 out of our toughest games in the league, Ipswich, Wolves and Everton, we have won one of those games against Everton, which was the biggest one for us, to be honest, and got ourselves points against Ipswich and against Wolverhampton Wanderers as well. And we will finish today's episode top of the league, lads. 5 points clear of Burnley, and we have got 6 points clear of Leicester. Leicester have got a game in hand, though, so if they win that game in hand, the gap is cut down to 3 points. We're looking quite comfortably top of the league now. Every episode, I keep thinking, could this be the one that we will mess things up a little bit? It's not happened so far, and like I said, we're looking really good right now. Wolves, Everton and West Brom completing the rest of the top 6, all the way to Swansea in 10th position. There is only 3 points separating 6th place West Brom and 10th place Swansea, so it's looking quite close right now. Plymouth are doing quite well mid-table. The bottom 3, you've got Bolton, Queen's Park Rangers, Sheffield Wednesday, the likes of Derby County, Preston, Blackburn, Millwall and Middlesbrough not safe at this stage of the season, I would say. We've got a couple of offers here for Mary and Colour Parking, which we would think about them a little bit for the next episode, which would be the transfer deadline day. Definitely not going to sell parking, but maybe the offer for Mary we might consider. And for the race for the Golden Boot, Ivanovic leads the way for West Brom on 17 goals, and Sufati, you've got Caballero of Plymouth scoring a lot of goals right now. Hocek scored 14 goals for Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town have got a few players in the top 10 there. We have Richard Kone on 12 goals this season. It'll take something special for him to win the Golden Boot from that stage, wouldn't it? But Webster leads the way for assists, 10 assists in 26 games for our midfield maestro. Colour Parkin also 7 assists is picked up this season. Caballero is having a really good season for Plymouth. He's in the top 10 for goals and he's in the top 10 for assists. For clean sheets, and Bergstrom leads the way on 14 assists. Dean Henderson of Leicester and Safonov, I should say, rather, I don't know where I got Vich at the end, of Coventry on 8 assists. But smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.